Hello and welcome back to the joinDOTA League Season 2 on Heflatv 1. Second time's a charm. Let's get into this game after remake. We are going to have to remake the draft because the captain of Cleave did disconnect last game, was having some internet troubles. But it looks like all of those issues have been resolved for at least this remake, and crossing my fingers hoping we don't have another one. But either way, I'm GrandisV and I'll be joined by Hallmark. Hopefully you'll be able to stay for the entirety of this series, but even if not, welcome to the cast for this game.
Yes, thank you very much. Yeah, and look at they're going through these bands ridiculously fast. We're seeing a bit of TI3 action here with the Wisp and Batrider band by Dream Team, and some new 6.78 or 6.78. Jesus, Invoker picked up. All right, I am actually happy. All that Cleave needs right now is an offlane centaur. And they're going to have a really strong bursty lineup.
Yeah, definitely. Could be good for them. I don't know. If they do pick up the Centaur, Invoker is going to be doomed every time. And if Doom gets a Blink Dagger, Invoker is not really going to be a happy camper. But either way, still, the pickup potential coming out from the lineup will be immense. You have the Shadow Demon Disruption into Arrow with Sunstrike on top, and if that doesn't instantly kill a hero, then you have the Centaur coming out stomping on their face with the Double Edge, with that bonus damage coming out from Soul Catcher. That pretty much kills any hero in the game.
Yeah, I've seen DK run that lineup so many times, and it's disgusting, to say the least. Absolutely disgusting. Like, those heroes just literally blow up if they land the combination properly.
Yeah, I don't know. Even a Doom, even if he has like a pipe or something like that, still, he'll fall in the end.
It's going to be a while for Doom. Like, that early game, though, that early game aggression that they're going to have, like, especially if this Invoker, I really don't like the 414 Invoker or 404 Invoker anymore, just because Cold Snap just got nerfed so disgustingly bad. And it just almost makes Invoker terrible in lane. So, like, just maxing out Exort with this kind of an aggressive lineup would really benefit Cleave. And Invoker's one of, like, I think I have, since Dota 1, I think I have, like, 3,000 games as Invoker. You might say I play a lot of Invoker.
Definitely. So, I don't know. I still think Forge Spirits are strong enough to warrant getting the 4 points up in cost fairly early. But still, yeah, the nerf to Cold Snap really harms Invoker's early game. And you just won't see those ganks coming out like... You used to just have, like, one support come into lane, and that's a dead hero, just with the amount of control that Cold Snap gave you. And now with the lack of damage that it has, like, you really have to invest fully into it to get that damage that you used to find in Cold Snap, and, well, now it's
like,
just...
late game, he's still amazing, though. Like, late game Invoker is just awesome. Like, especially against the Wraith King, that EMP is just gonna do some damage.
Yeah, definitely, and... I don't know. More than anything, just be really annoying. Wraith King just can't stand anywhere. If you drop an EMP, he's going to just have to book it, get out of the way completely. And then also Doom is going to have troubles with mana if you do see EMP coming out from the Invoker. And honestly, I would favor Exort here, just because of the pickup potential it will give you with that global Sunstriking presence. But honestly, Claw Wax wouldn't be too bad here either, depending on what other heroes Cleave decide to pick up.
Yeah, I favor with the lineup that they're drafting.
Oh, it's Exort.
It has to. Like, with this Darkseer, like, the Meatball into Sunstrike into Deafening Blast, and yeah, they have a really nice lineup. Very well-rounded.
Yeah, it won't be the Centaur that you were suggesting earlier, but still, Darkseer going to be able to set up a huge combo coming up with the Invoker. And honestly, I'd love to see like a 5-man vacuum coming up from the Darkseer off of a Blink-In, with like the Invoker dropping all of his spells and just everybody dies. But either way, I don't know.
Some Dota Cinema plays of the week.
5 seconds.
Yeah, that would be their ideal situation, but we'll see what they pick up last. Honestly, not gonna lie, I want to see the Enigma. Like, that just complements this team so nicely. But that might be too greedy.
Yeah, I don't know. If it's still left in the pool, I'd say Sand King would be wonderful, but Dream Team 168 should ban that outright. You don't give that Sand King away with the Darkseer and Shadow Demon. I think that's my first pick. And then, I don't know, Enigma wouldn't be bad at all. It would give you another big ultimate. Yeah, it would be a tad greedy with this Enchantress Shadow Shaman. They will be able to put some pressure early, and I don't think they'll go for it. But honestly... I think Sand King ban here. If it's not banned up, instant pick from Cleave. And they're going to ban the Enigma, so...
I think the Enigma was a stronger pickup. Like, just the crowd control. Like, look at it. They have Doom, they have Wraith King, they have 2 cores that are melee. So they're going to be really close to the fights anyways, because they have to get off the Doom and they have to get off the Wraithfire Blast. So, Yeah, but yeah, I guess Sand King it is.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Sand King fills that role a little bit better than the Enigma, just because the laning phase is going to be a little bit less greedy. You have killing potential early on, with just a couple points up into the Burrow Strike, and it's really easy to set up with the Shadow Demon. But yeah, I don't know. Enigma would have been very scary to go up against, and I think it's just Dream Team 168 picking their poison.
Yes, yes.
Reserve time.
But Cleave have plenty of time to think about this, haven't eaten into their bonus time at all. One of the things about this remake is that there wasn't any bonus time penalties coming out from them. So they'll have that all available to them.
Yeah, and we'll see what Dream Team picks up. Like, I don't really understand their team very well. I'm not like they could potentially go Shadow Shaman mid, but they could also go Doom mid. I'm really just liking Cleave's lineup a lot better right now. Maybe
Definitely.
because I understand their lanes, but I still don't understand really what's going to be happening with the Dream Team. But they still have there's got a full minute to go, so we'll see what happens.
Honestly, what I'd like Dream Team 168 to do would be to go aggressive, maybe, with the Wraith King Enchantress Shadow Shaman, put the Enchantress in the enemy jungle, put some pressure around the map, get some creeps, gank mid, try to get this Invoker down a little bit early, make sure the Marauder can't roam around and get kills, and yeah, pick something up for the mid. I don't know. They could go greedy themselves up against this Invoker, maybe? I don't know. We'll just have to see. Honestly, I'm not sure what they're going to do.
Yeah, their lineup is a little bit strange, but so was Cleave's last game. And Cleave, I'm not going to say they took a convincing win, but they definitely took. They played patiently, and it paid off.
Whoa!
Oh, what? What? What?
I hate that. I don't even know. It is decent with the Shadow Demon, I guess. You get some more illusions coming out from the PL, and they're going to have a very scary late game.
When was
PL,
the last time you saw a PL?
in competitive Dota?
In competitive Dota.
I don't know. It's been a couple weeks, and Dream Team 168 gonna go for the Nature's Prophet here. I don't know what to think about this Phantom Lancer, however. It just doesn't really synergize really well with what they're going to bring into this game.
I think the Sand Cake would have been so much better.
Yeah, roaming Mirana.
Oh. Did they learn anything from last game? It doesn't work too well.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that pretty much sums up how that pick.
I want to just send a message in all chat like question mark PL. Like I want to understand the thought process of this pickup.
He doesn't even have any cool cosmetics for PL, like, I don't even know. Well, I'll go ahead and introduce Cleave on the Radiant side. It is going to be Seamless Slayer taking up the Phantom Lancer. We're going to have Lolik playing on the Invoker. Roger going to be taking up the Shadow Demon. We're going to have Ziko on the Darkseer, which will leave Saniko of Lapida on the Mirana.
Alright, so on the side of Dream Team, we have stand-in ZKC playing the Raid Knight, Brackets on the Shadow Shaman, PGG playing the Jungle Enchantress, Blow Your Brain on the One Roll Doom, and then Afterlife playing the offlane Nature's Prophet.
Yeah,
and,
so standard lanes coming out from Dream Team 168, nothing too crazy. But on the side of Cleave, they're going out as a huge rotation, trying to catch out this level 1 Roshan. It would have been possible coming out from Dream Team 168, although it would have been fairly slow, and had they caught them doing that, I don't know, better safe than sorry. Don't want to see any funny business coming out from Dream Team.
Yep, and Invoker, with the Null Talisman, I want to say it's going to be an Exort Invoker, not a Quaswex Invoker, but I could be wrong. Usually if they go Quaswex, they get the gloves of what are they? Gloves of haste or blades of attack? Sorry, first just for the extra right click. But yeah, looks like it's going to be the Exort.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assumption. Cleave, again, I don't know. It looks like they're going to play fairly passively, at least after the early start, if they're able to get this Phantom Lancer off to a good one. Up against this Nature's Prophet, he should be just fine, and then they'll be free to roam onto other lanes. The first rune is going to spawn bottom. It will be a double damage rune picked up by Saneko, and, well, I don't know. He's going to drop a ward on top of the enemy observer ward, and I think they spotted him dropping that, and that should be dewarded fairly quickly. Double damage rune not picked up just yet, but he should just use this to zone out the Nature's Prophet a little bit more.
Yeah, and Invoker putting up point in Quas first. Interesting.
Yeah, and even more interesting, I would say, Wraith King mid.
Yeah. Well,
It gets him really good levels, which is always nice for the Wraith King. The biggest thing that you want your Wraith King to get is that level 16 ASAP, level 11 ASAP. His ultimate just scales so... I don't know, it's fairly punishing. He tried for a last hit with that Wraithfire Blast and completely failed there. But either way, if he gets like a... Whoa, up in top lane. What happened?
oh, well, double damage Mirana happened. I guess they set it up with the Disruption, the Spirit Lance, and Arrow, pretty much, so... But I guess... But
Darkseer died too. Hit. Like, how did Darkseer die? I don't know, Enchantress was jungling throughout that whole time.
Doom killed the Darkseer, but how?
Yeah, I don't know, it looks like he just took too much harass from the Shadow Shaman Ether Shock and was held in place by the Shackles and was just cleaved down by Blade Brain. I don't know, that shouldn't happen, I don't think. I don't know, either way.
Darkseer should not lose 1v1 versus Doom. Darkseer should actually win that lane.
And the Shadow Shaman really doesn't change all that much in that lane dichotomy. Like, he should just keep on spamming the Iron Shell and be just fine.
Yeah, okay, well, it is a Quaswix Invoker.
Well, I guess proving us both wrong. Against the Wraith King, I guess it does make sense for the mana drain, and just look at that. ZXC, he has one stun, and that's about it. So, I don't know. I think this is going to work a little bit better with the Phantom Lancer being the, I don't know, engine of this team. Being the...
Now I kind of understand the Phantom Lancer pick. I mean, if he gets a Diffusal Blade, like, that mana burn on the Wraith King is just going to be disgusting.
Yeah, and also on the Doom, like, these heroes are very mana dependent. Even the Enchantress, like, those impetuses really drain your mana after a little bit longer. Nature's Prophet looking for a Courier Snipe again. We're going to see this again coming out in this game. Both teams, a lot of hates on these Couriers.
It's a lot easier now with the Nature's Prophet because you can just kind of TP.
Yeah, but Itzy is going to be just fine because... What is this pathing? I don't know, Itzy is going to walk up the cliff. Had Nature's Prophet stayed there, that little courier would have died.
Yeah, but I think they saw the Nature's Prophet kind of leave, because he... Yeah. Oh, they don't have a ward, but they could have scattered it out. Yeah, they have... Enchantress just kind of drew a... I don't know if that's Enchantress from Mirana. They need very different colors, like...
Well? So, yeah.
They need different colors for these teams, because I don't know who drew out that, wow, that was a terrible thing. Right here, who drew that? But, it was a teal from one side.
Yep, well, in mid lane, we're going another EMP, as well as Cold Snap going on to ZXC, and...
Oh, that's just so frustrating.
Yeah. He can't do anything about it. He's a melee hero, he has to get in range to get those last hits, and in the end, he's just not going to have mana to use his, Wraithfire Blast, and once he gets 6, he's not going to have the mana to use his ultimate.
Yeah. The Wraith King is not going to have fun this game. Like,
Wraith King, I think he needs a Soul Ring this game. Like, just immediately as you're about to die, drop the Soul Ring, and then you'll have the mana, because outside of that, he's not going to be able to get it off.
Yeah, and Invoker's actually not doing too bad in terms of CS. He's 19 for 14. I mean, top of the net worth chart. This poor Wraith King, 8 for 3. But that's to be expected. Like, this is supposed to be an easy... The only way Invoker's going to lose this lane if he has rotations come in. And he picked up Gloves of Haste first. I don't know if he's going to go for Power Treads or Midas. Personally, I would like to see the Midas on Invoker. I think it's a great item. And we have a Smoke rotation heading down bot or into the jungle. Has
absolutely terrible creeps for this gank. Pretty much the worst. Satyr, as well as the Wild Ring Ripper, you can't really ask for worse. He's going to run into Zaniko here, as well as the Shadow Demon, and he'll get a little harass done. With the Hadouken coming out from the Satyr, but in the end, it's really not going to do all that much. We're actually going to miss a kill on the Invoker in the mid lane coming out from the rotation of the Nature's Prophet, as well as the Shadow Shaman, so that one actually going to be more important. Probably should have been following the Enchantress. Knew that one wasn't going to end up in a kill, but getting a kill on that Invoker is very important for Dream Team 168, and they'll be happy that they got that pick.
Yeah, like I said, the only way Invoker's going to lose mid is if he gets ganked, and not saying it's lost quite yet, but again, Wraith King has his ultimate, but he can't really use it if he does die, so...
It looks like Cleave are going to go for another attempt on mid lane, trying to even the score and get this kill on the Wraith King. Well, Shadow Demon, he is going to walk in, but ZXC just stood there. What was that? Arrow to Flight's going to be on the mark. EMP going to drain all of his mana, and there's nothing he can do. His ultimate isn't there, and the right clicks will clean him up. He was just standing there while the Shadow Demon was walking through the creeps. They had vision. I
Maybe
think he
thought
could
it
have.
was an illusion. I don't know.
I'm not sure. That was very interesting coming out from the Wraith King. I think he was just like in the shop or looking on the map or something.
Possibly. Could have. I don't know.
Yeah, that gank should not work. Coming out from Roger, he should not be able to walk straight up to the Wraith King, say hi, disrupt him up, and set up all of those spells. Either way.
Oh. Shadow Demon picked up that haste rune. A cheeky little attempt from the Furion trying to deny the haste rune, and Soul Ring picked up on the Darkseer. So yeah, even though the Darkseer did give up that early death, I mean,
So did the Furion.
Yeah, he is kind of like he's still holding his own. I mean, Doom is level 6. Doom has Doom.
Doom is also fairly low. He's regenerating up with the Scorched Earth, but the Ion Shell harass is beginning to take its toll
Arrow?
on this Doom. Well,
there's no arrow to follow up, and I think that whiffed completely the EMP.
Lolek? He's going to Ghost Walk into. They have detection on the ground. They have a sentry.
Yeah.
Now they're going to hex him up. Follow up with the Wraithfire Blast, and Lolek is very dead over here by the Radiant Ancients.
And
Nature's
Shadow
Prophet.
Demon also died.
But
I think
yeah,
Nature's is
TP in,
dead
but
here?
he's not really going to be very happy with that exchange. They're going to get the Nature's Prophet exchange for that Shadow Demon, but across the map they're going to get a 2-for-1 trade. So I think that Dream Team 168 are still going to be happy with that, even though giving up the Nature's Prophet kill for the Shadow Demon not really worth it there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and again, Invoker dying, that level 2, like 2 points in Wex just is, you're still slow as all hell when you Ghost Walk. Once you get to the max Wex, it's a race car Invoker.
Yep, and also an Orchid, pretty good against the enemy team. I don't know. We'll have to see. Phantom Lance, he's going to throw it on an Afterlife. He's trying to TP out. Will he be able to make it? It looks like he will. No, the illusion not going to do enough damage. And well,
One more right click away.
Yep.
Yeah, PL is getting complete free farm here. That's actually kind of scary. Like, he's top of the net worth, or top of the CS board. Net worth, he's behind the Doom by 500, but that's kind of expected, and Wraith King dies again.
Looks like it was a similar gank to the first time, just disruption into arrow and all that jazz. I don't know. Still no man to use his ultimate. He needs something. Didn't have enough stick charges. Actually, if he popped his magic wand, maybe he would have been able to reincarn there. I don't know.
Yeah, he probably could have. Oh, I didn't see how much he had, though.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention, so maybe he just decided that, well, 6 charges is not going to be enough to get me up to that 150 that I need. So, in the end, EMP going to be dropped onto this poor Wraith King. He's going to lose half of his mana there. He does have the bottle, which will be a free charge coming from the base, and ZXC, he'll at least have a stun as well as reincarnation, but one more of those, and he won't have that. Smoke
Okay.
up down in bottom. Roger as well as Seneko looking for this kill on the Nature's Prophet, but he'll just be able to back off Afterlife going all the way back to base. Nature's Prophet has built up into the phase boots, so no early Midas coming out from him and not really subscribing to the quote-unquote new school build of the Power Treads into Blink Maelstrom. But either way, he's still...
I always like Blink on Nature's Prophet. Even, like, I hate Shadowblade. I think that's a really bad item. It's because you get dusted, and then you're pretty much screwed. With Blink, you have a chance of living. Oh,
Yeah,
Doom? Top?
Yeah, they're going to Doom up, and they'll get the kill on the Shadow Demon, and now they're looking for this Darkseer. Doom is falling fairly low. They're going to get an illusion from the Wall of Replica, but really doesn't do all that much damage to the Impetus. From the Enchantress, they'll be able to clean up one. Now the Darkseer also falling fairly low. The Shadow Demon trying to be chased down by this Nature's Prophet. He TP'd in one more right click, and the Impetus will be their double kill for PGG, and in the end, Dream Team 168 pick up 3 kills traded for that Shadow Shaman.
Yeah, and Enchantress is actually going for Midas. That I like.
Yeah,
Diamond
this is...
and Doom. Oh, wow. Midas gaming.
Yeah, I like Enchantress Midas a lot more than other supports. It'll get her an early level 16 ultimate with that Aghanim Scepter on PGG, and that just does so much damage. She'll be transitioning more into that carry role, and this Midas is actually at a decent timing. It's before 10 minutes, and for a support, that's wonderful.
How do you feel about Darkseer picking up that early point in his ulti? Like, he's got no wall.
Well, I think we'll have to hold that thought as PGG
my
gets
God.
EMP'd, and now it looks like he's going to die. All they need is one more right click. They're going to focus onto Afterlife. They do get the right click onto PGG, and now Afterlife is going to be the one to fall. But
He
I
was
don't know.
body blocked by the Treants.
Yeah.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Not fun times for the Enchantress there. But back to what you were saying, the early point into the wall on Darkseer. I don't know. I don't really like it. You don't have any points in the vacuum, and I don't think you really make good use of it just yet. I don't know. It's not bad if the Doom picks up aura items, I guess, but he went for that Midas early, and really, getting that Basilius aura on your creeps is, yeah, I don't know, it doesn't really make sense to me. But either way, PL is going to be forced to invis down the bottom lane. He did opt for the drums, so, I don't know, PL, just building those early stat items. There is going to be a deny coming out from on the tower. I don't know, PL, it would have been a very clutch last hit had he microed the illusion and got the last hit there. But yeah, it's so low probability. Those illusions really don't do all that much at this point in the game.
Yeah, and we see Wraithing finally gets his boots 10 minutes into the game. Terrible start. He died twice in that lane. Like the mid Wraithing new meta did not look like a smart idea on paper. I think Shadow Shaman mid would have worked a lot better actually against an Invoker. And Invoker actually did go for the Midas.
Yeah, Lolk is going to get the 11-minute Midas. Slower than the Enchantress, but still. Getting levels on that Invoker is always wonderful. He doesn't cap out at 16 like a lot of other heroes, and just getting 25 ASAP is always nice. Mirana Ultimate has been used. Not sure what for, though. I don't see any aggressive movements coming out from these supports, and nobody was getting gone on either.
That
was weird.
Are they initiating? Are they, like, I don't know. Maybe a misclick.
Yeah, I don't know. Roger was able to make his way up through the river unseen, but they didn't have wards there, so even if they didn't use that Mirana Ultimate, he still would have been able to rotate up top. I don't know. They might be fishing for an arrow, but the Doom is playing fairly far back in his own jungle, getting some farm there. So he should be fine either way. Yeah, I don't know. Very interesting Mirana Ultimate. Down in bottom, they're going to dust up. They thought the PL was there, and they're going to throw a Wraithfire Blast for good measure, so, well, a little bit of wasted gold there on that dust, and a little bit of wasted mana on the Wraith King, but other than that, that's going to be about it.
PL is such a frustrating hero.
Pretty much.
So frustrating.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mid lane? EMP whiffs. They try to go on PGG.
It does drain all of the mana from that Centaur Conqueror, so no stomps for you. Yeah, pretty much. They're going to try to go into the Roshan here. I'm not sure if they're going to be wise to this, but with all the creeps that they have, they should be able to take this, and they're going to drop the Serpent Wards as well to ensure that this goes down quickly. Roshan, I don't know, I don't think it's going to be contested by Cleave. It looks like they're just going to go through that trade we see time and time again. Tier 1 tower for the Roshan. Whether or not they actually know Rosh is going on is another matter. No towers are really being pushed. Since they're not rotating anybody up top, they should know that Rosh is going down, but yeah, with the team that Dream Team have, it should be taken quickly enough to where Cleave can't really react.
Yeah, and I actually just got a text message. I have to leave in about half an hour. So, yeah, I may have to leave mid-cast.
Well, as unfortunate that would be, well, at least we have you for this long, so...
Yeah, we'll hope for the best, hopefully. It's not too long of a game, not too many delays, not too many pauses, but yeah. Stream is actually just finally picking up some viewers. We've got 100 people in the stream, so I would feel bad having to leave that early. But again, I have actual work I have to get to, so should have actually left now. But I'm like, I'll leave in half an hour.
Okay, well, thank you for sticking it out. They're going to catch out the PL here. He's going to be doomed for good measure with the impetuses. That's going to be plenty of damage. No deny even coming out, and finally, they're going to have a little bit of response towards this PL. That's going to be his first death of this game. I believe he's 0. Yeah, just 0 and 1 on him, and now they'll be able to transition this into a tier 1 tower push, so all of a sudden, Dream Team 168 going to be able to get a decent advantage across the map. The tier 1 tower did fall, I believe, to the Darkseer. He did get the last hit on that as well, so tower trade is going to be even, and now they're looking in mid. Arrow to fly, going to land very well timed onto ZXC. They're trying to drain his mana so he doesn't have mana for the ultimate, and he won't, with that high level of Wex, and now he's going to drop down the ground. He does use his stick charges to get back on that, and he does have the Aegis. If they did kill him once, he'd come back anyway. But still, a very well-timed arrow coming out from Saniko.
Yeah, I mean, Magic Wand really just saved his life. I think that was a full Magic Wand because he had literally 0 mana.
Yeah. Well, for now, it's going to be diffused. They're going to drop the Serpent Wards onto the Tier 2 tower. Darkseer, he's trying to farm these up. They're just going to focus onto the tower as he cleans up a couple of these assets. As is the Invoker, they're trying to put this in deny range, and they won't be able to do it. I think they should have just kept on focusing on the Darkseer or something. I don't know. Well, Nature's Prophet Ultimate going to bounce through, and it doesn't look like we're going to have an initiate just yet. Everybody's backing off and playing defensively for
last
now.
Die. There we go. Yep. And Midas picked up on the Nature's Prophet. We have 3 Midases on the side of DT.
Yeah, I don't know. This Midas on Nature's Prophet usually can get away with it, and I think it's okay. I guess it's not bad on Afterlife, even though he's getting it fairly late. I don't think there's any
he
items.
Needs it though.
Yeah.
He needs it. Like he's gonna benefit from it later on. Like the later the game goes, the worse position that Cleave is in, even with the PL. I mean, he almost has his diffusal blade. Well, not almost, but he needs one more blade of alacrity in the recipe. So, I mean, once PL gets that diffusal blade, he's gonna be able to like kind of participate in these fights. And top lane.
Up in top lane, they're going to get a nice EMP tornado. Will drain a lot of mana from Doom. Doesn't have mana for the mech or the Doom spell. So he's just continuing to run forward with that Scorched Urge movement speed. I don't know, Doom, he doesn't have any mana items to speak of, and that's really going to be a huge problem. I think those Arcane Boots would have been better than the Phase. They are going to get the arrow off, a lot of damage going up from the Impetus, but Darkseer will be able to walk that one off in the end. Soulcatcher not going to latch on any heroes, and, well, looks like that's going to be about it. Looks like Roger copped an arrow as well, or he was stunned by something. Wraith King stun, I believe. Well, Nature's Prophet. Whoa.
How did... Where? What?
I think he just got 5 Shadow Poison stacks on him. He was very high health and... Arrow to fly.
Oh, just missed.
Raises the coattails of brackets there. And Roger, what is he doing? Yeah, he goes in and just dies instantly. The Ether Shock. Now, Wraith King, he doesn't have mana for his ultimate, but he will come back with the Aegis. So now they just need to get out of here. Enchantress doesn't have a lot of mana to speak of. Wall dropped on top of Wraith King. I guess it's kind of nice to give them the extra lifesteal aura. Now they're going to slow down PGG. PG taking a lot of damage from that Spirit Lance. Serpent Wards dropped. And now they're going to try to focus down on the PL. PGG should die. In the end, he will. And now they're looking for him. Ronald has been deployed. Now Wraith King, he's going to go back into this with that blink. They're going on to Lolik. It is a double kill for the Phantom Lancer. They're going to pop the dust. Barely clips onto the Invoker, but he's fairly fast with a high level to whack. Now drops the Ice Wall as well as the EMP, going to drain all of the mana from ZXC. But still, even more kills going the way of this Phantom Lancer. He's going to pick up the Nature's Prophet, and now ZXC going to be a little bit of trouble. Doesn't have mana for his ultimate. He's going to be cold snapped up to right clicks. Will they be there? They should be able to chase him down. Leap forward coming out from Siniko. And now earn charge as well as the Spirit Lance from the Phantom Lancer. And
oh no, Mirana. Mirana with the kill secure.
Yep. Well, that is your Diffusal Blade on the Phantom Lancer. Now he's going to start coming online, and coming online in a fairly big way. Up until this point, Phantom Lancer has really not done all that much. But I don't think Dream Team 168 has put enough pressure on him. They got that one kill, which I guess is nice. TP back in the mid from the Doom. Roger is still hanging around there. Yeah, that Nature's Prophet, a fairly large misplay, as we do see a deny coming out from the Doom. They're going to get the Soul Catcher on him as well as the Disruption. Now the EMP coming out. Will they be able to get this kill on the Doom? I don't think so. He's pretty much all out of mana. They have the Arcane Boots, and now they're going to turn on the Lolik. He's hexed up, 4 staff away. It's going to do a lot of damage with that Impetus. Now, nice Tornado. We'll delay this initiation with the Ghost Walk. Invoker should be able to get out of there scot-free. However, the Shadow Demon might not be so lucky. The Impetus is coming out from PGG doing a lot, but the Mechanism vacuum back onto PGG. PGG going to die, taking too many tower shots. And now, well...
those creeps are MVP.
Yeah.
Invoker's just playing really, really risky. Like, he's just chilling up here while players right there.
Well, it will force them back for now. A little bit of split pushing coming out from the Mirana up in top lane. And she has the Arcane Boots for her team, so not going to be doing any damage. And is going to be just that straight-up support Mirana that we've seen. Now, in top lane, Nature's Prophet, or rather, excuse me, ZXC, might be able to make something happen. He's picked up that Blink Dagger, so made a decent recovery, I guess. But still, this Wraith King, he's less farmed than the support Wraith King we had last game at this point.
Arrow? Oh, she just used it on the creeps.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think she should have gone for that. Maybe scouting purposes, and she might get caught out here. I don't know. Let's see. What was my thought before that engagement in mid came out? Let's see. I can't remember it either way. Back into this game. Yeah. I really wasn't planning on casting at this point in the day, but either way. Smoke coming out from Cleave. They are going to have all 5 members, or only 4 coming out here in this smoke gank, and let's see who they're going to catch out here.
Doom. That is a dead Doom.
Yeah, pretty much. Disruption to start things off. Are they going to be able to find this arrow angle? It looks like they will. No, it's going to land a creep vacuum back. He's completely out of mana, now purged up, and they'll be able to come down with the cold snap. Yeah, Wall, not sure if that was really necessary there coming up from the Darkseer, but
jeez.
A lot of hate going the way of the Doom. It is only a level 1 wall. Actually, that's interesting. At level 11, Darkseer only has 1 point up into the wall. Huh.
Yeah. He also leveled up the wall right as soon as he could have, so... don't know. Maybe he didn't... I wasn't paying attention to his build. Maybe he had like 3 points in vacuum and he wanted the vacuum at level 11.
Oh, blink in. They're going to get the Shadow Shaman Hex off but now the disruption will delay things for now. They're going in below your brain.
Oh
He's being focused down, a huge vacuum back, but it's really not going to do all that much. They're going to have a tornado to delay things. Shadow Shaman will fall to the tower, force staff TP away from Lolik. He should be able to get out of there fairly easily. Blink forward by the Wraith King, not going to find anybody out. So Shadow Shaman for the cost of that damage on the tower. I guess it's okay.
But
They also
bot tower.
Oh, yeah. So
Yeah,
the rat
PL
is real. You know.
Yeah, and PL's got he had 3k gold. He just picked up these Yasha, so he might be. I think he's going for a Manta. I don't think he's gonna go for a Sanjin Yasha. I mean, but we'll see what he does. Yeah, he sold his Ring of Basilius. PL is slowly becoming that annoying force skill within mid again.
Oh, they lose all of their mana from that EMP blink in, and it looks like they try to go on the back lines of this fight. Defensive disruption will keep Lolik alive for now. He does have another invoke coming off of cooldown fairly shortly. Doom looking for this Doom on the invoker, not going to be able to find it with those blink forwards. The tier 1 tower eventually will fall. Air to fly, not going to land on anybody. Splits the heroes, and now ZXC being focused down. His mana isn't burned enough. His ultimate will actually proc there. They were hoping that the Diffusal Blade will keep him dead. Now they're going to slow him down with Spirit Lance, and ZXC is just going nowhere. Now the Diffusal is starting coming out. Mechanism from Doom will delay things for now, but one more auto attack from the invoker. Now force staff forward. Tornado will be on the mark. Arrow to fly going to be just behind the Doom, and Blow Your Brain looks like he'll be able to make it out alive. They are going to search for the PL. Maybe they'll be able to get Spirit Lance. No, they're not going to find it.
So Invoker's actually going for a Necronomicon.
Yeah, and so is PGG.
Huh.
Yeah, I would have liked to see the Aghanim Scepter coming up from the Enchantress. I don't really see any other big Necrobook holders. Well, they do have the Nature's Prophet who is building into one, but they just don't have him up early enough, I don't feel. I don't know, their counter push on Cleave isn't the greatest, but I don't know.
Yeah, well, the PL is just doing work so far. We were shocked by the pick, but it's working. Like, it's making this Wraith King completely useless. And Arrow to scout? No, nothing.
Yeah,
like
I don't know.
They got pretty nice map control done. I mean, Furion is doing his best trying to split push, but he is only level 9, right? Like, even with that Midas, he's still pretty far behind. I think he's going for a Necrobook as well. All he needs is the recipe. He's 200 gold away, 250 gold away.
Yeah, I don't know. Once they have 2 Necrobook 3s, then it's something that Cleave might have to worry about, but until then, I don't know. It really feels like they're just not far enough ahead to really warrant the Necrobook pickups. PGG's actually ridiculously farmed for a support Enchantress, actually the second net worth spot in his team on this jungling edge. So, I don't know. It's not looking great for Dream Team 168, I'd say. Arrow to fly, is it going to land on PGG? No. No. He will be purged up, however. He's going to throw out the attendants. They're going to be able to get Soul Catcher on top of him. TP's back. They might be able to catch out Roger. He's very aggressive behind the tower. Now the Mirana ultimate deployed. They're going to doom up Roger after he threw out all of his spells. Not sure if that's really worth it. He will die eventually. No, the mechanism will keep Roger alive. I think he might still tick down. I don't think so, actually. He'll survive, and that doom pretty much wasted. Now Blow Your Brain completely out. Man, Arrowflight going to land on PGG. ZXC trying to fight up into this. They will lose the Shadow Demon in the end, but still not the biggest loss, I'd say. So Nico going to be caught out, and now the Wraith King Sun going to be on the mark. She used her leap, wasn't able to get in the tree. He's going to throw a short-range arrow. Enchantress is going to fall on the backlines to the Phantom Lancer, and he's just wreaking havoc. They don't have detection on the ground for him. Now he's going to throw another Spirit Lance. The Evoker drops down his spells as well. The wall is not really going to connect with much of anything, and now Phantom Lancer gets himself a double kill. They're going to get vision of the Nature's Prophet inside the trees with that deafening blast coming up from Lolik. We'll be able to chase him down. I don't think, though, but a triple kill on the backlines for the Phantom Lancer. Nature's Prophet hiding for all he's worth. Doesn't have mana to TP out, and, well, all they need is like one tornado or something to throw into there. Tornado coming off cooldown in a couple of seconds. I think he'll be able to make it out alive, but still.
Yeah. They're gonna get this. They're gonna get this tower. And Invoker he got level 2 Necrobook from that fight.
Which I don't know. I think this Necrobook on Cleave is going to be a lot more effective than the one on Dream Team 168. More mana burn for this poor Wraith King, and he's not building into a Soul Ring or anything. All he has is that magic stick to secure the mana, and he's really never going to be able to use his ultimate. Tier 2 tower eventually will fall, and Phantom Lancer gets the last hit to boot, so call me the Slayer, or Seema the Slayer, excuse me. It's going to be completely unmanageable. Here's the Manta style finish for him, sitting comfortably at the top of the net worth slot, and although Doom is a little bit behind him, not too far behind.
His items don't scale.
Yeah, they don't. He has a mechanism, a blink dagger, and a Midas that just doesn't really help you late game against a PL.
Yeah, like no one else in that team would have been able to build the mech though. Like Shadow would have not been able to farm one up. He rushed a blink dagger. Enchantress went for the Necrobook. She could have went for a mechanism, but yeah, like he had no choice. He's going for a Shiva's Guard. He picked up the Mystic Staff. I assume it's Shiva's Guard. He picked up the Mystic Staff. He has a recipe. He just needs the he needs that one more piece for it. The not the chainmail, the I'm just drawing a blank here. The plate mill. So yeah, he's almost got that.
Yeah, and after he devours this creep, he will have the gold to pick that one up. So, I don't know. Smoke in mid. They're looking for a pick off in this Wraith King. He's not going to have his ultimate. He's going to force stab forward the Tornado EMP, going beyond the mark, and he's completely out of mana. After a little bit, he's going to stick charge up. They need to drain a little bit more mana. He will get his ultimate off, but he's going to die a second time. No backup coming out. They're going to drop the wall for good measure. Now, Disruption. I'm not sure if that was really worth it. ZXC might be able to make it out because of that. He's going through a Wraithfire stun at the very least. And now Mechanism will keep him alive for a little bit longer. ZXC, he will take down one more right click from Maluk. We'll get the kill. Force after the low ground coming out from Exco, and they'll be able to get him out safely. Shadow Demon's falling. Now the Phantom Lancer's just cleaning house with these illusions. They focus down the Shadow Shaman. Mirana's back in the fray, and this fight is complete chaos. Now they're focused on Doom, completely out of mana, with the Cold Snap Tornado to secure that one. Doom's going to fall now. PGG in a world of hurt. Deafening Blast coming out. Phantom Lancer is on a wicked 6 streak, and they just can't do anything. They get the Mirana pick off from these creeps, so I guess Enchantress going to be fairly happy with that one, but still, 2 for 4 trade. I don't think they can do anything about this PL at this point. They get the Courier kill at the very least.
Darkseer has Boots of Travel. And, wow. Yeah, this PL is going for a hard.
Mid towers haven't
and why not?
But usually most PLs upgrade the Diffusal Blade to level 2.
I think he'll wait till he's out of charges first. I don't know.
Yeah, but most people don't care about the charges. Just the stats are just so damn good. Against
the Enchantress creeps and the Necronomicon warriors? I don't know.
Yeah.
I think the upgraded Diffusal Blade definitely worth the investment. They don't have a Courier for a little bit longer, as it was killed in that last fight. Didn't actually catch where it died. But either way, I think he might back off for that before finishing the heart, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, let's take a look at the EXP graph. Wow, almost 13,000 EXP in favor of Cleave, and gold shot up to about 7,000 in favor of, about 7,000 in favor for Cleave as well. So they're doing really well. They're very happy with this, and this Invoker is just going ham.
Yeah,
he's got level 3 Necro Book. He should be able to. He can pick up his Boots of Travel if he really wants to. Real race car Invoker.
Definitely. I don't know. I think the gold lead is, although not very significant in the favor of Cleave, the items that they have are just so much more meaningful. Like, the one that's really losing as far as items are concerned is the Shadow Demon, but even him, he has the Arcane Boost as well as the Force Staff. That's all you really need is the Shadow Demon. And, yeah. Wow. Oh my goodness. Nature's Prophet. Bottom lane, Seam of the Slayer is slaying the Nature's Prophet.
I couldn't click fast enough on his profile to zoom into where he was dying. He just died in like 4 hits.
Too fast to cast.
Yeah, this Nature's Prophet is not having a good time. He's got his level 2 Necronomicon book, so he's got that going for him.
Yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like it's really doing all that much. I don't know.
He can't split push. This PL is way too fat. I mean, the top 5 network spots all go in favor of the cores of Cleave. The Invoker, the Darkseer. Oh, I didn't even notice Darkseer had a hand of Midas. I just realized that.
Yeah, I'm not sure when he picked that one up, to be honest, but his items are pretty much the same as the Dooms at this point. Minus the Shivas, I guess. Darkseer doesn't have that much farm. And, well, there's your Courier backup. Wasn't carrying anything when it died, so not the biggest loss for Cleave either way. But, yeah, this PL, he's just pushing to his heart's content. Afterlife is actually going to try to get as much pushing as he can in middle lane. He's going to spawn his creeps and then go back to base as, well, Cleave are kind of knocking on their front door. Not sure they really should go into this. I don't know. I think Cleave can just back off a little bit. Wait for your next item on the Phantom Lancer, which will be that Heart of Tarrasque. We'll be upgrading the Diffusal Blade. He should before too long, only has one more charge on the Diffuse, and the extra stats as well as mana burn is always wonderful. And well, he's going to clean up some of these creeps coming up from the Nature's Prophet and just going to feed away a lot of gold as well as experience the way of this Phantom Lancer.
And Mirana popped her ulti.
Well, they have Doom double ult in top lane. Arrow to Fly will land onto the Doom. I don't know, Lol going to be kept alive, surged away, and now, blow your brain, he's just kind of standing in a very awkward position. They shouldn't be able to get that kill. He's fairly tanky, but in the end, Doom wasted on the Invoker. He'll be able to survive on the backlines.
Yeah, well, I mean, Doom, they have no vision on the map, DT, like very little vision, so I don't think he saw the rest of the heroes. I think he just thought it was a solo Invoker.
Oh, PGG, he's being chased down by this army of illusions. They're trying to decide which one to go for. Eventually, they will peter out. He was kept alive, but even then, Force Staff in, Tornado, not going to land on anything coming out from the Invoker. Oh, PGG gets cold snapped up and completely blown up. There's a blink in from ZXC. A defensive disruption will keep the Shadow Demon. Oh, well, not sure who that was. Vacuum back into the wall. Lulk is falling very low. He's actually going to force that forward and get a deafening blast off. Very aggressive play coming out from him. He's going to mechanism up. And, well, for now, it looks like both teams are just going to back off after PGG died. They're going to use some urn charges on Lulk. And, well, Alacrity on the Phantom Lancer in this tower is going to be pretty dead after the glyph expires.
Yeah, this should be a Rax, too. Like,
Arrow to fly, going to land on Blow Your Brain, and he TP'd in front of the Piranha. They knew he was going there, and that's going to be a decently second stun. And now...
Oh, those racks are falling so fast.
PL, he's too farmed to handle, and... yeah, pretty much sums it up. They're going to purge up ZXC. He still has plenty of mana for his ultimate, and eventually it looks like he's going to lose it here. Well, will the Phantom Lancer Illusions be able to get that kill? And they will. So losing the ultimate for pretty much nothing. A Rax going the way of Cleave, and it looks like we are going to have... the game that you need. Looks like we're going to finish up game 2 fairly quickly here.
Yeah, this PL is just too... He's got his heart. He's got his level 2 Diffusal Blade. He's got another 1,500 gold. If he wants, he can... what is he... I don't know what he's going to be going for next. Maybe go for a Butterfly or something?
I'd say Butterfly.
I don't know. At this point, he's just... They can't kill him anyways. He's died once, and that was the one gang. I don't know why they left him alone. That just does not make any sense. Why you would let a PL free farm.
Maybe they're just not comfortable or familiar with playing with PL. We haven't seen him for so long, just underestimating the power of the hero.
Yeah, but like, you have
the heroes.
And Blow Your Brain are both experienced players. Like, they've been around.
They know their stuff. And mid lane, blink away from ZXC. I think they saw them advancing forward. Ice Wall going to be completely off the mark. 4 staff away, Invoker going to eat a bit of damage from that impetus. But then in the end, I don't know. I'm not really sure why they didn't put more pressure on this PL early. Especially like with the heroes that they had, they could have gone aggressive with the Wraith King, Shadow Shaman, as well as Enchantress, and just put as much pressure as you can on that PL. Like, I don't really understand that choice.
Yeah, they just completely let him. They let him free farm, and they let Doom free farm. And the Doom had a Midas. The Doom has Devour.
But items on Doom just don't mean as much as they are on Seam of the Slayer.
No, because he had to go for that. He had to go for that mechanism first, and then he went for a Blink Dagger. Those are 2 items that really don't help out his team. Besides, okay, mechanism, yeah, but they don't do damage. Like, he's your one position. He needs to hit hard, and the fact that Phantom Lancer has this ages, like, they couldn't kill him before. Now they gotta kill him twice.
Yeah, I don't know, it's not looking great. The final push is probably coming out here very quickly. And another big problem is just with all of this mana burn coming out from Cleave, Dream Team aren't able to get any of their spells off. Doom has been out of mana so many times in these fights, hasn't been able to get an ideal Doom off. Now with the Shiva's Guard, he should be able to get it off. They will dust up the Phantom Lance. There is a disruption, but PGG just falling to these illusions. Now the Spirit Lance, he's going to die straight up. Godlike Shriek for Seam of the Slayer, and it's panic stations for Dream Team 168.
Yeah, Invoker still hasn't popped his Necro books yet.
Well, Phantom Lancer, he's going into the base to say hello, Air to Fly, going to be off the mark, and now he's going to start focusing on to Blow Your Brain and vacuum back into the loving arms of Seam of the Slayer. They'll be able to get the Doom as well. Doom, does he have buyback? He does not. 750 gold away, and now ZXC, he can't get his ultimate off, he's completely dead. Disconnect away from PGG, looks like that's GG called, and there you go.
There we go. Just in time, too. That PL. Haven't seen him in the longest time.
It worked out. I guess giving PL free farm is a bad idea. Don't do it.
Yeah. Alright, man. Thank you very much for having me here with you. And I have to get going.
Yep. Thanks for sticking around as long as you did. It's hard to find a co-caster on such short notice, and well, thank you for sticking through it. He's been Hallmark. Show him some love on the social media sites and follow him on Twitch and Twitter and all that jazz. And speaking of which, if you like the casting here that you see and want to see more from Heflatv, you can go ahead and follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Twitch, or on Heflatv, I believe, is where we're at on all of those sites. If you want to watch the VODs for the game and miss the game or found a game that you really enjoy, you can check out youtube.com/Heflamoke, and that's where all of the VODs will be. I'll probably go ahead and do those as fast as possible after this game, so these 2 games should be up fairly quickly. Either way, I've been GrandSV, he's been Hallmark, and thanks for tuning in. That should be it for the casting on Heflatv 1. So, enjoy your day.
Yeah, you can follow me at Mr. Hallmark Dota on Twitter and Mr. Hallmark on Twitch. Thank you very much for having me. Have a good one.
Yep, you too. All of you viewers, I'll go ahead and play some ads and play some music before turning off the stream, so you can stick around if you do want to support us. But other than that, thanks for tuning in. Have a nice day.